Hello, magical people. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Meg Moonbeam, and today I'm going to be sharing with you guys about the astrology of Taurus season 2025, which is not going to be a normal Taurus season by any means, as we are going to get into. So thank you all so much for joining me, whether you're live or in the replay. Hope everybody's doing very, very well out there. And before we get into the astrology, oh, hello, Tracy. Very nice to see you. And hello, Jill. Nice to see my astrology sisters in here. Before we get into the astrology, please remember to like, share, and subscribe to my Meg Moonbeam YouTube, Rumble, and X channels. And also check out the scorplingshop.com, where Sunny and I have recently released our Cosmic Alignment Astro e-calendar for the natural year of 2025 to 2026, starting on the natural new year, the recent spring equinox. In this Cosmic Alignment Astro e-calendar, you get 77 pages of my astrological forecasting for the whole year ahead, and it's Sunny's amazing graphic art as well. So you can go check that out over at thescorplingshop.com. And also at the Scorpling Shop, we have our astrological crystal prescriptions for each of the signs based on the transits that are going on for each of the signs. We invite you to get your sun, moon, and rising sign. There's a 10% off discount when you get all three. And yeah, we put a lot of love into preparing these astrology crystal prescriptions. The link is in the description box below. And also, last little housekeeping thing to share with you guys is my husband Jens and I are going to be hosting a soulful summer solstice retreat weekend in Algonquin Park, the beautiful, beautiful Algonquin Provincial Park in Northern Ontario, Canada. It's going to be beautiful astrology as well around the time of a new moon in Cancer, conjunct Jupiter. We'll be in Cancer season, the summer solstice. So check out our retreat that we're going to be hosting at megmoonbeam.com. We do have spaces filling up. So thank you so much to everyone that's signed up so far. And if you'd like to confirm your spot, go sign up, because I think we are going to be selling out pretty soon. We're going to be celebrating the summer solstice in like-minded community together, doing outdoor activities, moose excursions, sound healing, dancing, all kinds of fun stuff. So you can go check that out at megmoonbeam.com. Oh my gosh, how are we all doing out there? Okay, so this is very interesting energies as we're about to be starting Taurus season. So I am filming this on Friday, April 18th, while the sun is at 29 degrees of Aries, last critical degree of Aries season. We've had a very energetic, wild, and intense Aries season. And we're also going to be having a very intense Taurus season. Quite possibly, to be honest with you guys, this might be actually the most intense astrological season of the whole natural year, from spring equinox 2025 to spring equinox 2026. Even though we don't have eclipses happening this season, we've got some of the most intense astrological aspects. And it's wild because even though Taurus is the sign of beauty and pleasure and enjoyments of life, it's feeling quite Plutonic. Actually, that's why our background for today's video, I put Pluto, because this is not going to be a normal Taurus season, as I'm going to be getting into it with you guys. So please let me know how you're all feeling in the comments in the live chat or in the comments below. I'm going to share a chart of some of our key dates for as we're going into Taurus season 2025. But before I do, it is important for us to mention that all planets are going to be direct from the start of Taurus season, April 19th, until May 4th. So this is actually something positive that we've got going on, is even those super intense aspects that I'm going to break down with you guys, we've got all planets moving direct. We have no planets retrograde at the moment, which is quite a rare thing. Usually we have a little period once a year, sometimes twice a year, where we have all planets direct. And we can feel a energy of forward movement, action. Things can be happening more effortlessly around us. Some of those things that we've maybe been putting on pause from doing from the past Mercury retrograde and Venus retrograde, it is now a time to be moving ahead, getting what we need to get done, we can feel more inspired and energized as well with all planets moving direct. So that's a positive thing that we've got going on. And the sun in Taurus is actually a positive thing as well, because Taurus, one of the signs ruled by Venus, the benefic planet, is about pleasure, beauty, and enjoyment. So usually this is a time of year of refinement and enjoying ourselves and pleasure and sensuality and the arts, okay, which we can still be doing those Taurian themed things during this Taurus season, but it's going to be quite intense, as I'm going to break down with you guys. So some of the key astro dates we're going to have: on Saturday, April 19th, the sun enters Taurus. April 20th, we have our first very intense aspect of the astrological season, exact Sun square Mars, on the same day as Mercury sextile Pluto and Venus in sextile to Uranus. So there's going to be multiple really intense aspects, including Sun square Mars, Sun square Pluto, Mars opposite Pluto. We've also got a full moon in Scorpio coming up. We've got Uranus going to be in conjunction to Algol. I'm going to do a whole separate video on that probably next week at some point. I'm going to be traveling between Canada and Belgium next week. So I'm going to try my best to do a video, whole separate video just on Uranus in conjunction to Algol for one last time in about 80 years. So that's going to be a whole different video I'm going to do. But of course, Algol in the fixed stars we call the demon star. And the last time we had Algol conjunct Uranus, and Mars was there too, was in July of 2024. And some of you may remember I was one of the astrologers that predicted, with that Algol Uranus Mars conjunction, an assassination attempt on possibly Donald Trump. And that was an accurate prediction that I made. So we can have very intense events, when very intense, unstable events. Remember, Uranus is about instability currently in his fall position of Taurus, conjunct Algol. So I'll break that more in depth in next week's video on that. So some really intense things going on. And I don't know about you guys, but personally, I'm actually feeling it now that today is, we're the day before, as I'm filming this, day before Sun ingressing into Taurus. I was feeling, well, I have been feeling really sensitive actually with Mars at the end of Cancer, but yesterday I was feeling a little bit better, lighter, and then woke up today and feeling the intensity yet again, feeling that kind of foreshadow energy as we go into this Taurus season. So let me know how you guys are feeling in the comments. Jill says, feeling pretty good. Lots going on. Staying busy. Looking forward to the weekend. Nice. Yeah, I'm looking forward to this weekend as well. So April 20th, Sun square Mars. Okay, that can be with a Mars at 0 degrees, critical degree Leo, strongest expression of Leo, and the Sun, critical degree of Taurus. So it can be quite a feisty day, possibly conflictual, some fireworks in the air, possible tensions. So one astrological remedy that we can do when we've got adverse aspects with Mars is physical movement. Okay, being active, moving the energy. That is Mars, can be very, very helpful. On Sunday, April 21st, very interesting. Sorry, Monday, April 21st, we're going to have Saturn conjunct the North Node. So this is something actually throughout the whole Taurus season. And let me bring up a chart to show you guys. Throughout the whole Taurus season, we are having Saturn in conjunction to the North Node. It's going to be exact on Monday, April 21st. We've also got Venus there. Venus only 1 degree off from being exactly conjunct Saturn and the North Node. And this is very significant as an influence throughout this Taurus season. You know, Taurus likes to enjoy themselves. I am a Taurus rising, so shout out to all my fellow Taurus risings out there. We love pleasure. We love to enjoy ourselves. We love to chill. We don't like drama, even though Taurus can be extremely stubborn. Okay. It likes to chill. It doesn't like drama. It doesn't like heaviness, but we've got very intense aspects throughout the whole Taurus season. And this kind of heaviness reality check of Granddaddy Saturn conjunct the North Node at 26 degrees, which is a Taurus degree. So the North Node, many of you will know, is a calculated point where the solar eclipses happen from our Earth's perspective. And in astrology, the North Node represents our purpose, what's in alignment for us to be focusing on, our destiny. And Saturn is reality checks and heaviness. Yeah, Tracy says, tired of the heaviness. Me too. The good news is once we get into Gemini season, things are going to start to get a lot lighter. Okay, you guys know I tell it like it is. I hope you guys know by this point, I tell it like it is. We're in for a very intense Taurus season in collective world events, in our personal lives as well. So we're going to unpack that in today's video, but it is going to get lighter when we get into Gemini season. So hang in there, everybody. Okay. And it can feel heavy with this Saturn conjunct the North Node. So there can be reality checks, Saturn rules reality checks around what doesn't serve us anymore, what is holding us back, what is blocking us in the North Node, our purpose, our destiny, what is in alignment. And, you know, we're currently going through this North Node cycle of the North Node in the sign of Pisces. That started in January of 2025, and we will have that North Node in Pisces until July of 2026. And the North Node being in Pisces is kind of like, my mom always calls the North Node is our North Star. It's about what is in alignment for us to be doing at this time. And Pisces is surrender. Pisces is the ultimate surrender. Pisces is spirituality, creativity, our spiritual practices, our mind, body, spirit connection, right? So Saturn coming into conjunction with the North Node is like reality checks around what is not in spiritual soul alignment for you. What is holding you back from your spiritual development? What is holding you back from opening up psychic abilities, from being in alignment with your destiny and your passions? And Saturn, as Jill said, heaviness, it can be heavy, right? It can be heavy realizations about things. And Larry, I love that you're bringing up this comment. 1 in 31 autism increases in America. Very alarming increase. So fascinating that not only does Pisces rule spirituality, creativity, surrender, Pisces, along with its opposite sign of Virgo, rules the medical field and medical issues and healing institutions, medicine. So makes total sense that the other day, and actually I brought this up on my slide deck. Let me bring this up on the slide deck. Love that you're bringing this up, Larry, because I was going to bring this up as well. You know, this was 2 days ago, I think, RFK Jr. did a press conference talking about exactly, revealing exactly what Larry just said. 1 in 31 people in America have autism. This is unbelievable. And as RFK Jr. said, it's coming from an environmental factor, right? Saturn, the reality check, the truth of the common sense of what's really going on in Pisces, health and health issues and mental health issues that we've got going on. So this is going to be continued throughout this Taurus season with this North Node conjunct Saturn of not just reality checks in our own lives of things that need our attention, but also in the collective, in particular in regards to health, mental health, healing institutions, also spirituality, religions. We can see that as well, Pisces ruled areas. So let's take a little peek at this clip from the other day of RFK Jr. talking about these revelations, the truth of how serious autism is and prevalent.
I'm going to go over some of the key numbers from the ADDM report. Overall, the autism is increasing in prevalence at an alarming rate. The study tests 8-year-olds who were born in 2014. And by the way, these studies are 2 years later than they should be. And one of the things that we're going to do as we move this function to the Administration for a Healthy America, to the chronic disease, the new chronic disease division, is we are going to have updated real-time
I'm going to fast
data
forward
so that people can look at this. In all the core states, the trend is consistently upward. and most cases now are severe. So about 25% of the kids who are diagnosed with autism are nonverbal, non-toilet trained, and have other stereotypical features, head banging, tactile and light sensitivities, stimming, toe walking, etc. One of the things that I think that we need to move away from today is this ideology that the autism diagnosis, that the autism prevalence increases, the relentless increases, are simply artifacts of better diagnoses, better recognition, or changing diagnostic criteria. If you look at table 3 of the ADDM report, it's clear that the rates are real, that they are increasing in the last 10 years, which is the fruit beginning with the first one. Year by year, there is a steady, relentless increase. I want to, because this epidemic.
So I'll just pause that for a moment. We'll listen to another minute of that. And that's a whole over 30-minute press conference that RFK Jr. did just a couple days ago. Saturn conjunct the North Node in Pisces, the reality check of how serious Saturn, the health situation is, Pisces, of autism, one of the biggest health issues that we've got going on at the moment. And like Stephanie says, I don't even remember autism being around when I was a kid. Yeah, there is an environmental factor that also RFK Jr. said recently will be revealed by September. And I predicted that the whole past year. I've been saying there's going to be a huge revelation in the medical field or healing advancements coming out in August or September. So I do believe RFK Jr. when he's saying that. And this is going to be a theme throughout this Taurus season with that North Node in conjunction to Saturn in Pisces, of how much, like Larry says here, we are being poisoned, how much we have been poisoned. And it's going to bring, and I'm feeling this intensely, very strongly at the moment, people are going to start getting really pissed off this Taurus season, even more so than they already have. People that are already awake or haven't gotten awake yet around the truth of our health and the medical system. Yeah, I'm feeling that really, really strong as I just heard RFK Jr.'s video there. So you can check that. It's a whole over 30-minute video that you can check. RFK Jr.'s recent press conference. And he said over the coming weeks, they are going to announce the starting of mass, not testing, but studies in depth to find out specifically what is causing this autism epidemic. And also what I loved about that press conference was he proved that it's not just because now in the modern age, we have more ways of testing, that more people are being shown as autistic, because he broke it down better than I can say. It's coming from environmental factors. The rate at which this is happening, it's environmental. It doesn't have to do with the fact that there's more testing. It's not a genetic thing either. Absolutely wild and infuriating and scary. And collectively, we're going to have to process the trauma and the emotions around. And it's not even just autism. It's also the geoengineering of the environment, all the different ways that we've been poisoned. So with the North Node conjunct Saturn in Pisces this Taurus season, it's going to be a huge theme of revealing of medically where we're at the moment and what's been done to us. Jill says, I have 6 grandkids. 5 are boys ranging from 12 to 2 years. All but one of them have some form of autism/ADHD, all mild, but nonetheless there. It makes me so sad. My granddaughter is 8 and okay. Oh my gosh, Jill, I didn't know that about your grandkids, and I'm sending so much love to you and Steve and your family. Yeah, it's sad. It's frustrating. It's unbelievable. Unbelievable. And you say, Jill, we have no prior family history of autism/ADHD. My sons are fine. Yeah, this is going to be a huge theme this Taurus season of the continued revelations around that. Chicky Blue says, I worked with autistic individuals. One of the parents said he thought it was triggered from fever during early inoculations and use of Tylenol to reduce fever. Interesting. We will see. There's a lot of different theories around that. So to go back to our key astro dates chart, and again, the other thing I want to just mention about that Saturn conjunct the North Node aspect, which is going to be exact Monday, April 21st. So that's a day, Monday, April 21st, and the days surrounding it can actually feel quite heavy, and there can be some uncomfortable things that we have to deal with. Can also be just overall a theme of reality checks in our personal lives, things that we need to deal with. Be in your common sense so we can best get through that transit. And then it continues to be intense. Wednesday, April 23rd, Sun square Pluto. Okay. Pluto has to do with power, powerful people, politicians, power structures, the dark side of life. So this is where we can really see the dark side and the dark arts people being very revealed in the collective, secrets coming to the surface, Sun square Pluto, that can be very uncomfortable in the collective and in our personal lives. This Taurus season is amazing for shadow work. Okay, which sounds really weird because Taurus is the opposite sign of Scorpio, which is the shadow side of life. But one of the ways that we can be working with this and even doing an astrological remedy for this is shadow work, therapy, shamanism, real deal healing modalities, because it's going to be intense. April 24th, Venus conjunct Saturn and Venus conjunct the North Node on the same day. So that's interesting that we've got Venus, Saturn, and the North Node all in conjunction throughout most of this Taurus season. Our systems and structures of life being highlighted, our values and relationships ruled by Venus. So this is really, and I feel this really strong, I feel like this is going to be the toughest point of the year, actually, this Taurus season of our natural astrological year. And I'm not one of those astrologers that's going to come on and say, this is going to be the best Taurus season ever, when it's not. This is going to be a very challenging sun sign season. And this is where the astrology can help us to be prepared for that and be able to navigate that. Okay. And everything is a cycle. Nothing lasts forever. And sometimes we're going to have points like we're having in this Taurus season where really intense things are being revealed in the collective and in our personal lives. And we're being called to transform, cleanse, release what no longer serves on a really deep levels. There can even be some intense world events as well. Knock on wood. I don't want anything negative to be happening anywhere, but there can definitely be some very intense world events as well. April 26th, it just, this whole, I mean, you can't make this stuff. It just going through the days is just wild. Then we've got April 26th. We've already gone through Sun square Mars. We've already gone through Saturn conjunct the North Node, Sun square Pluto. Then we're going to have Mars in an exact opposition to Pluto on April 26th. This is one of the most intense aspects you can possibly have. Two of the malefic planets, Mars, the ruler of conflict, war, the divine masculine, being easily triggered, impatience, in an opposition to Pluto, the lord of the underworld, the shadow side of life, intensity, power, politics. So this is going to be a very volatile period. We're actually in it right now. Mars and Pluto are within a 5-degree orb. As I'm filming this video on Friday, April 18th, it'll be exact Mars opposite Pluto on April 26th. And very interesting, that Mars in opposition to Pluto is going to be right before, let me bring this up one sec. Where's my slide deck here? That Mars opposite to Pluto is going to be just 2 days before the Canadian election. Okay. There's so much going on, you guys. So I'm going to do a whole separate video, not just on the Uranus-Algol conjunction, but next week I'm going to do a whole separate video on my astrology predictions for the Canadian election, because there is a lot to unpack there. Okay, you guys. So I won't speak too in depth on that, but it is going to be, I keep using the word intense. Intense is the word for this Taurus season. It is going to be a drama show. It is going to be a drama show. So I think Canada is going into a more positive place, but this period of the election and leading up to the election, I don't think we've seen anything yet. And we've already been having lots of drama, lots of secrets being revealed about Mark Carney and the Liberals. There's even more intensity that's about to come out that's going to be very uncomfortable to face, in very big power struggles. Mars in opposition to Pluto, power struggles. We can see that in our personal lives. We can see that in the collective as well. And just to give you a little taste of these power struggles, here's a video from last night's English language debate of the Canadian leaders running for the election. And election is April 28th. Take a listen to this.
Mr. Carney, but if I could
Look him up.
begin by setting the stage. The choice in this election is, after a lost Liberal decade of rising cost and crime and a falling economy under America's thumb, do we want to elect them to a fourth term?
Under the
Or
Liberals' thumb.
do we want to change so that you can afford food and homes, change so that you can be safe
Or
on your
fast
street, and
forward
change
a
so that
little
you went to bed with empty fridges and empty bank accounts? And you advised governments, including Justin Trudeau's, your Liberal government, to print money, which led to the worst inflation crisis in a generation. Now, that means that mothers went to bed with empty fridges and empty bank accounts, worried how they'd feed their kids, that seniors worried they'd be evicted from their homes, that young people believed they'd never be able to own a home in the first place. Now, in retrospect, you look back on the Liberal decisions that you advised Justin Trudeau to take. Will you look to the camera in the eye and apologize to the many people who suffered as a result of the inflationary policies that you advised Justin Trudeau to implement?
Yes.
I said earlier.
This is
so
the
I'm gonna
moment.
Say it again.
This is the moment.
I know you want to be running against Justin Trudeau. Justin Trudeau isn't here.
Are you denying
I
you
am
as
here.
economic advisor?
I did not provide any of that advice. I did not provide any of that
It's
advice.
on the Liberal Party
I'm sorry.
website. Are you accusing your
This
Liberal
is it.
Party
The
of
ele-
lying
this is the
about
election
your
moment
role?
right now,
It
by the
says
way.
today you can
This
go to the
is-
Liberal Party website now, and it says that you.
I'm telling you guys, we have not seen anything yet. There is about to be a huge shit show, a huge drama show of intel, truths about Mark Carney being revealed to the world and the Canadian people. And it's going to be shocking. And I don't even think we have the full story yet. And it's going to be really messed up because this guy, who's currently our Prime Minister of Canada, is a complete globalist. He's a forum member of the World Economic Forum. It's just everything just smells corruption coming off of him. And all the darkness is being revealed with these very intense aspects. So if you're Canadian, buckle up. We're going to get through this, but get ready for a really wild ride leading up to the election and possible funny business, possible, the dark arts people trying to do some funny business. So I'll be doing that video whole separate on the Canadian election coming up next week. But you can feel the intensity in that video. That's why I wanted to share it with you guys. It's just getting more and more intense. We're getting to more and more of a tipping point as a collective. And we're going to have a new moon in Taurus, April 27th, with that Mars-Pluto opposition in a T-square to the new moon. Oh my goodness. April 30th, Venus enters Aries, which is actually her detriment position. So we're going through all these planets in places, a lot of them that they're not comfortable in being. So that Venus in Aries transit is also challenging, and it's going to have us reevaluate our commitments and our relationships. May 1st is Beltane. It's the midpoint between the spring equinox and the summer solstice. And on that day, Jens and I are going to do a meditation. So stay tuned for that free meditation online on Beyond Mystic. We'll also have Uranus exactly sextile the North Node on that day. So that's a bit of a positive energy day. May 2nd, Venus conjunct Neptune. May 4th, Pluto goes retrograde. So remember, from April 19th, day that the sun ingresses into Taurus, until May 4th, all planets are direct, forward-moving energy, very good for action, for getting things done that you need to get done. May 10th, Mercury enters Taurus. May 12th, full moon in Scorpio, our annual full moon in Scorpio with Mercury in square to Pluto. Woo, there's a lot of Plutonic energy throughout this Taurus season. And just to bring up the chart of the full moon in Scorpio for a moment, That Mars-Pluto opposition will no longer be strong anymore by the time we get to that full moon in Scorpio later in the Taurus season. But it's a full moon in Scorpio at 22 degrees. Okay, who in my live chat right now, which of my astrology friends knows, what does 22 degrees mean in Nicholas Stoyanovic's degree theory? Any guesses? Does anybody know? Full moon in Scorpio, which is death. Full moons are about endings and completion. Scorpio is death, rebirth, transformation, dead people, power, politicians, the financial market. At 22 degrees, which I haven't seen anybody get it in the live chat yet, is associated with death. It's the to kill or be killed degree in Nicholas Stoyanovic's degree theory, Capricorn degree. It's an assassination degree. So I'm not calling for anybody to be killed, okay, but we're looking at a potential astrological potential here with this full moon in Scorpio, the sign that rules death, at 22 degrees, to kill or be killed in square to some intense aspects. So we'll see about that. You guys may be listening to this like, oh my God, Meg is being so negative about this Taurus season. I have to be honest with you guys, as an astrologer, when we have transits that are just not fun. Okay, this Taurus season is not super fun. I'm going to be honest with you. It is challenging. It is intense. It is revealing. We are going through a huge death, a huge rebirth, a huge transmutation of negative energies on this planet. So that's the positive side. Okay, we can look at it like we're going through a little bit of a dark night of the soul. We are going through a shamanic cleansing. So let's look at it in that positive way to be able to get through it. And it's around the end of that Taurus season, this full moon in Scorpio, it's a huge portal of releasing of toxicity, somebody of a prolific nature possibly dying or getting killed. I want to be wrong about that. I'm not calling for anybody's death, but I'm just saying that as an astrologer, intense. Blue says Taurus won't back down. All the dirt is coming out. I love that. Yeah, that's such a good way of looking at it, for sure. And what else? I mean, we got a couple good aspects, but overall, it's really intense. May 17th, Sun conjunct Uranus in Taurus. So, we've been going through that Uranus in fall position of Taurus since 2018, which is destabilizing us to help us move forward into the future age of Aquarius. Can be a day, May 17th, and the days around that, of great revelations, inspirations, downloads, and insights. But it's going to be an intense one, you guys. Medical truths continuing to be revealed. Canadian election drama show. I'm going to keep plugged into that. Also, didn't even mention yet, this just came out today, literally this morning. P. Diddy trial it's confirmed, will go on as scheduled. Delay request denied by judge. P. Diddy trial starting this Taurus season, starting on May 4th, with intense aspects. So information being revealed with Mars and Leo about the entertainment industry, about famous people, about politicians, that is going to shock the world. I think this P. Diddy trial is something very important to be paying attention to in terms of major truths being revealed, and it's looking like it is going to go on as scheduled. Let me know how you guys are feeling. I know we've already been going through so much in our conscious, freedom-loving community. And we can get through it. We're going to get through it. Okay, we are warriors. We are very strong. We are going to get through this Taurus season. We are here for each other. Let's pull some tarot cards on guidance for us as our conscious community as we're going into this very intense Taurus season, where each of us personally can expect themes of death, themes of ending, themes of removal of toxicity in our lives, themes of reality checks. Let's see. Oh, can't make this stuff up. We've got strength. You can't make this stuff up. Remain strong. Remain calm, even though we're going to be feeling really emotionally intense. Harbor inner strength, because we're going to need it this Taurus season. You are going to need to be as strong as possible, because it's going to be very unstable out in the world. I'm also feeling from spirit there will be mental instability around us. More and more people starting to wake up. Remain strong. You don't know your own strength until it's tested. We are being tested. I've said that throughout this video. This Taurus season is testing us. It is testing us. Big time. Baja Girl says, I would like to think I've been through the hardest time. I have heard that this day and weekend are going through great things ahead. Hydrate, ground journal. I'm feeling lighter already. Good. Yeah, that's good. We have already been through the hardest time. We've survived a Saturn-Pluto conjunction in Capricorn at a Capricorn degree that brought on the whole pandemic at the beginning of 2020. We've already been through the hardest part. This Taurus season is a part where all of what has been going on is starting to get revealed even further, and we are purging toxicity further. So it's not the hardest thing we've ever been through, but it is going to be, I think, the most intense point of this astrological year. So do things that harbor your inner strength. Eat well, treat yourself well, love yourself, surround yourself with positive energy and positive people. Sorry. We've also got the Queen of Cups. Be open to receive the healing and nurturing you need. One way that we can work with this Taurus season is to do deep, real deal healing modalities to let ourselves feel the emotions of what's going on, to properly process them. Imaginative, kind, good-natured, compassionate, calm, receptive embodiment. I'm also hearing Spirit say, have healthy boundaries as people around you. I think many of us in our community, our like-minded community, we're going to see people around us possibly feeling really destabilized or highly sensitive, where we're going to have good boundaries. We can be nurturing to others, but most importantly, we need to be nurturing to ourselves. First and foremost, we need to have healthy boundaries. And letting yourself feel emotions is very, very important, especially during these times. Okay. Interesting. We got two queens. We also got the Queen of Swords reversed. Critical, cruel, overbearing, bitter, deceitful, unreliable, dismissive. So I feel like we need to be mindful of deceptive energies with these intense Pluto aspects, with the full moon in Scorpio coming up, Uranus conjunct Algol. There's people's shadow sides are out, very much out in the forefront. Okay, so take everything with a grain of salt. Be very discerning of, swords are about, the air, information, the air element. Be discerning of information that you're hearing and the people that you surround yourself with in your community and friends as well, because there can be some funky situations coming up in that way. But I love that we've got the Strength card going into this Taurus season. We're going to get through it. Okay, we are going to get through it. Let's pull a bonus card for us as we enter into this Taurus season. Oh my God, you cannot make this stuff up. I literally pulled this card when I did my daily astro show earlier today for the weekend horoscope update. I pulled this card as guidance for our weekend. We're also getting this as guidance for Taurus season. The Fool. Spread your wings and fly. Look, and I'm feeling this with this Fool card. It's like, look at what's going on. Look at the challenges and the intensity that's going to be coming up in the collective and in our personal lives in a almost childlike wonder way, even though it's challenging. Look at it from a place of innocence. Look at it from a place of possibility. Ooh, there's that person's angry with me. How can I deal with that? Or, ooh, how can I make up with that person? Or, ooh, that person's bothering me. Instead of getting really, really, really triggered by it and completely losing my shit, how can I play with the energy? How can I make it lighter? What's a different way of dealing with situations than I've done before? Being open to the new potentials and new pathways lying before us. Yes, Stephanie, go with the flow. And we've got 2 major arcana cards. So this is like very big change that we're stepping into, and 2 very positive, like overall positive major arcana cards, right? So we are going into more positive spaces, but we have to go through that dark side and dark information being revealed and process it, right? Emotionally process it, heal through it. And I love that these guys are coming forward because it's going to be positive. It already is positive, but we're going into fresh new energy and territory where we have to close some doors, where we have to heal and go through the completions. Thank you, MJ. Nice to see you here. So very intense. I love you all very, very much. I'm sending so much cosmic love your way. We're going to get through it. We are going to get through it. And we're here for each other. And I'm so grateful for our like-minded community. And the good news, remember, Gemini season is going to be a lot lighter. I promise you that. Okay. So before we finish up today's video, I just want to mention again, for those of you who may not know, Jens and I have our upcoming Soulful Summer Solstice Retreat weekend in Algonquin Park, Ontario coming up to celebrate the summer solstice, June 27th to June 30th, when the astrology will be much lighter, okay, in the summer. So if you'd like to join us, to sign up or see full details, you can go to megmoonbeam.com. And thank you so much to everyone that's already signed up. We're so excited to celebrate the solstice, celebrate the summer with you in a magical wilderness park, the world-renowned Algonquin Provincial Park. Also, be sure to check out the scorplingshop.com, where Sunny and I have our new Cosmic Alignment Astro e-calendar for the natural year available, and our astrology crystal prescriptions for the natural year and the current transits that we've got going on for each of the sun, moon, and rising signs. I love you all so, so much, sending so much cosmic love your way. And see you, when's the next time I'm going to see you? Sunday, I'm going to do my Beyond Astro weekly forecast on Beyond Mystic and New Moon in Taurus video on my Meg Moonbeam channels. Mwah. Love you all so much and have a magical weekend. Bye.